What's going on, y'all? This is Caino, hailing from Sanford, North Carolina, representing a lot of Mafia music, and I am doing a breakdown of my intro track, Back Like I Never Left, produced by Guala Armani. Hope y'all enjoy it. Back Like I Never Left. To the world I was deaf as I woke from my slumber. To start it off, the concept of Back Like I Never Left, it was kind of me coming back into doing music. I feel like I haven't missed a beat. So basically what that's saying is, like, that slumber part is me saying, like, that whole time I was away from music, I wasn't really listening to nobody else as far as really mainstream or even local artists or what people were saying about, damn, like, what happened with him and such, or why they ain't doing music no more. Like, I just toned all that out. You know, though all the negative sayings came harder than rain and was louder than thunder, dealing with life in its weight, I was trying to make steps being over encumbered. You know, a lot of the reasons why second time around became the title of this project is because I was going through life changes as well, personal things, good and bad, and trying to do music with all that going on was some of the reason why I had to walk away from it.
So I apologize for the things you was left with to eat when you're hungry.
I felt like my music at the time, even back then, it was good for what I was doing, and I know a lot of people liked it. So I'm sorry for stepping away from music, leaving y'all to only have certain things to pick from, wanting more, and me also hearing, you know, you saying in my ears or just in regular conversations, man, I want some better music around here in the city, or I want some better music, you know, played on the radio or in the mainstream, whatever it is. So it's kind of just me apologizing to the fans or just music consumers in general for me not, you know, being there in the game or to make music to give them something to listen to that's, you know, basically feeding them.
The other stuff was just a pack of nabs to hold you over to the main course. So go and grab you a dish if you're itching for the dish that I'm dishing, because I swear your woman going live in
the other stuff is just a pack of nabs. Anybody that's from the country or from the South knows, like, what a pack of nabs is basically a pack of crackers, and that's something, you know, to hold you over. So it's me saying, like, you know, all that other stuff y'all was consuming or listening to or having to listen to when y'all wanted something else. Like, I understand that stuff was just a pack of nabs, you know, basically to hold you over to the main courses, which is, that main course is me talking about, you know, me coming back into the game, me feeding your soul, me giving you something that's different than what y'all been used to hearing or, you know, having to choose from. And then I say, you know, so go and grab you a dish if you itching for the dish that I'm dishing, basically saying, like, hey, if you ready to hear what I got now, or if you've been waiting, you know, go and get your plate ready, go and set the table because it's coming. And once, you know, once I start serving, all of it's going to be quality food, and, you know, it's going to be a buffet, like, because it ain't going to stop.
It's enough for most serving, so don't shop them, because all these niggas cooking up is lies in the bitch, telling you the trash wild rich is what they getting, only leading you to change the wooden minds and submission. So
don't be shy. When I say, you know, don't be shy to ask for more fixings, basically me saying, like, don't be afraid to ask for more or make it be known that, you know, you like what I'm doing. That's not me, like, trying to be cocky or anything, because I'm never that. But if you like something, you like it. If it's doing something for you, you're going to want more of it. You know, selling you the trash while they getting all these riches, only leading you to change to put minds in submission is, you know, it's kind of self-explanatory. Like, they selling you trash, like you paying your money, you know, for their product or whatever it is, and, you know, they steady feeding you trash and watered down at the end of the day, kind of leading you or somewhat the youth to, like, box their brain down or put their mind in a state, you know, that's going to hinder them down the road or put them in a bad situation or influence them to do some that's going to them up instead of better than that person.
I just dollars to bring change for healing and ease pain to action instead of lecture, admitting my own problems, quit sleeping on my dreams, start sleeping with married women, petition to do better.
I chase dollars to bring change, speak healing to ease pain is self-explanatory. Like, doing research on just in the black community as far as, like, people back in the day that used to fight for our rights and all this stuff, like, you got to have money or some type of resources to make some type of change. I've never been one to be attached or driven by material things. So if it does get to a point where you see or find out that I'm starting to really make money off this, or my team, we're starting to make money, it's not for a sense of me just to get money to go out and try to so-called stunt on people or to buy all this flashy shit, because that ain't me. Like, I'm going to use that money, a lot of that money, to bring change, whether it's to the people in my city or to help out whoever. Like, I'm going to make that money. I'm going to go out and do whatever I got to do to make money for myself to be able to help somebody else. And speak healing to ease pain. Like I said earlier, like, my lyrics, I feel like is a therapy session. It's going to help somebody through a situation what they got going on. And even if I can't do it in lyrics, I know that I can give you some words and, you know, a personal conversation or through a text on the phone that is going to help you heal. Just as well, I'm pretty sure there's other people that can do that as far as local artists and their music, because I can't tell every story that everybody is going through because I ain't lived all the stories. Everybody's story is important, I feel like, regardless of what they're talking about. Do less talking and do more action. Words sound good, but, you know, are you going to, you know, walk the walk behind it? Like, can talk all day, but if he ain't doing shit as far as action, I mean, it don't mean nothing. It meant my own problems. Stop sleeping on my dreams. Stop sleeping with married women. Like, that's just me being vulnerable and not, you know, being afraid to show that I'm flawed, like, and I'm not perfect. With that, I don't want people to think I'm just that type of guy to, like, know a girl got a dude or know she's married and I go chase after. A lot of it was, or that opportunity approaching me more so. And I mean, when you a single man, or vice versa, when you a single woman, sometimes that is hard to, you know, turn that opportunity down. As well as, you know, whatever religion or spirituality you believe in, I'm pretty sure 90% of those teach that that's not a good thing to do.
Good and bad weather, all my things I give to the Lord, for giving me the strength to withstand and weather the storm. And every time I face the foe, he would never get bored, decapitating all my demons with a heavenly sword.
You know, I've always given my thanks to God, to, you know, whatever you believe in, higher power, the Almighty, the Most High, whatever it is. Like, I've always believed there's a higher power besides us. Like, I just don't think that, you know, all this was just created by just plain evolution or whatever. Things are too specific and, you know, just put in a very eclectic way.
Me the strength to withstand and weather the storm. And every time I face the foe, he would never get bored, decapitating all my demons with a heavenly sword. So make chess moves till I holler out checkmate. Writing essays, grinding like bad breaks. Scope of the heart, feel a tan through my chest plate. Southern Carolina country boy to my death date.
I mean, those lines are pretty, like, basic and surface. You know, it's me saying that, you know, I really feel like I'm tied to my sign. I really am a true Scorpio. And me saying, like, my roots, where I come from, is me being raised in the country, like, Southern made, raised with country ways. Like, that's basically who I am.
It's a town blowing like I'm FAT, PAT with lyrics like B.I.G. and keep it realer than P.I.M.P. See with passion like I'm P.A.C. You don't know about me.
I mean, those lines are just references to people that I feel like has influenced me or that I have some similarities with. As far as my artistry and my music.
No doubt I was made for this. As a kid, all my shirts was drenched. I was born to spit. Time spent on the phone with chicks. When the nights working forming this. Trying to home my gift. Conceive thoughts to be born to live. With power trips left struck and sin. All aboard the kids. And for that loss, I proceed to win. Producing a gem that you dreamed of being. I know it's it.
So those last bars is me referencing someone that I used to do music with and used to be a part of, that I felt like at the end of our relationship, personal and music-wise, that it was some things that was done on his end that made me feel like that trying to hold me back in a certain way, and not really let me develop as an artist or let my influences come through as far as my music and as an artist. I know he's seeing the things that we're doing.
They see me speeding in my own lane. They get the dough to push more cane. Plus the way I make them joke with the votes I'm providing in the game as I both know you sane. I yoke a flame with no butane.
I'm gonna stick to what I'm doing, even if it's a slow progress, to get more money, get more resources to push myself, which is the double entendre. And in the plain side is, you know, me getting the dough to push more cane, like it's me pushing myself. I feel like what I contribute to the art of music and the culture of hip hop has, as far as, you know, in this area, has shocked people, have gave them a jolt, or basically somewhat revived the ears of listeners, because I don't think it's nobody around here that does what I do, or per se have the sound that I have as an artist, and the sound that we've created as Mulatto Mafia and as a whole. Like nobody else has that sound.
They get the wins playing no games, and it's a shame to hear you claim you're running things in your faction when actually it's really play action equivalent for no game.
Sometimes I think people make it seem like they just, you know, running things, or they running the city, or wherever they're from. In reality, you know, it's really not that sense, which is why I say it's more like play action with no game. Like, you know, a play action pass, the quarterback faking the ball to the running back, making the defense believe that the running back got the ball. So it's kind of like you faking, and then even with that play, you know, you're supposed to, you know, throw a pass play or whatever it is. Even with that, you still there's no gain with what you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's still not getting you nowhere, in my opinion.
Look on that fame, you glue tight, can't let it go. Set up for change, the sold price was very low. Gave you a play, is like a
People sometimes, I feel like, they focus on chasing fame or being popular instead of trying to build their artistry. You have to have that spark. Like, the labels can't provide that for you. They take that spark and add to it to get you more popular, to get you, you know, more famous and stuff. But, you know, the line saying your sold price was very low, I mean, you're selling yourself for change. It's just like we talked about earlier. Why sign with a major label? The things that you're looking for, you already have. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your own sound. You write your own lyrics. You don't sound like too many rappers. You got your own production, or even if you don't have your own production team, you know what type of beats that you want. You got some type of logo or brand for yourself. Like, there's no reason for you to need a major label unless you want to partner with them in some type of way to, you know, feed off of them pushing you forward. But as far as just selling yourself over, selling your artistry, selling yourself as an artist, and you signing them and they control everything, I just don't see the point of it if you have, you know, those aspects and attributes already to your craft.
On the radio was about original as ever was the rock and roll. Look like go, your feet cold, I slippery steep.
I mean, that line self-explanatory too. Like, you're selling your shit as if it's something new, as if it's like a delicacy or something that's, you know, different. And when you play the shit, it sound like the same shit I just listened to on the radio. Like, and the line with Elvis, you know, goes straight with that. Like, everybody know Elvis didn't create rock and roll, but I mean, he took what he saw, put it in his own way, whitewashed it, and, you know, sounded like somebody else just doing it in a way that was acceptable, I guess, or what people wanted to see in America at that time.
Slow just sliding his freeze up for a steel pick. Something like promo was all live. They're saying you top 5, but I know you better throw up a pick.
People putting themselves on a pedestal, saying that they're this, without letting the consumers or the fans put you at that level. Like, you're gonna put yourself at that level because that's what you're supposed to do, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you're making when you're trying to say that's a factual statement that you're this or you the hottest or whatever it is, and again, that's no shots to nobody. I mean, artists in mainstream have done the same thing, but the fans is not saying that shit, or the fans are saying something different. I mean, something is wrong there.
A quick fix for realness, insert this. No gimmicks or tricks, I leave that for certain kids straight up.
I mean, that's just basically just saying, hey, if you want something real, you want something authentic. Not saying that ain't nobody else around here authentic, but if you want something real, you want something authentic, hey, give me a try. You know, I know you listen to this, I know you listen to that, I know that's good, but hey, I'm telling you, like, this is something different. I guarantee you, what I'm talking about, the stories that I'm gonna tell, is something that you really never heard, you know, around here before, just heard in general. And it ain't gonna be no gimmicks, it ain't gonna be no tricks. You know, I ain't on no Circus Olay shit. Like, this is 100%, whether it's good or bad, whether it's me being vulnerable and telling my flaws that I have or whatever. I mean, that's just what it's gonna be.
By the woods, the King Kong on my sticks, but my downfall would never be no white chick.
You know, if anybody's ever seen any of the King Kong reenactments or movies or whatever it is, from the old one to the new ones. I mean, that was literally King Kong's downfall, was being captivated by that woman, which was a white woman. And that literally was his downfall. I mean, he followed her all the way to the end and wound up getting killed over it. I mean, that's in the old one and the one with Jack Black in it. So, on the flip side of it, in the metaphorical sense, is me saying, like, me researching history. And once I started researching history and seeing all of the black men or black communities that were burnt down, or people being killed, or wrongfully accused, it was all mostly behind. What I'm saying is that I would never succumb or be put in that position that King Kong or none of the black figures in history has ever been put in. Like, please make this clear. Not to say that I'm saying like white women are like the devil, or, you know, they just out to get any man of color. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm not going to repeat what my ancestors have succumbed to. You can read this stuff, man. It's not nothing I'm making up. It's in books, it's on Google, it's all that stuff.
Do it like this here, to push it off in their face and stand in the place to be the voice in the face, strong without no fear. For the ones that
that, you know, that line, you know, when the last time you seen a country boy do it like this here, like, that's self-explanatory. Like, last person I've seen represent for that side of Sanford, or that country part of Sanford, is my boy Ric Flair. Like, he was the last one.
can't do this here that lives on them grabbing the dirt roads with no bins for barrel for trash to burn slow. This outside to get it no matter the workload, whether it's heat or cold, believe the cold foes just slow. My black is gold, I'm shining on each and every day, so I ain't worried and stressing about no piece of chain.
You know, that's another metaphorical line was me basically saying, my black is gold, I'm shining on each and every day, so I ain't stressing and worried about no piece of chain. Is me saying like my skin, my complexion, just me in general, as far as my genetic makeup, is gold. Like, I shine on every day. It's me being proud of my skin and not hiding it, just letting it glow, letting it out. So I ain't worried about no piece of chain. It's me saying, like, being that I feel that way about myself, having that pride as a black person, I'm not stressing about stacking up no bread to, like, get a piece of chain or a necklace, whatever you call it, can't define what I feel like I already have or what I'm presenting already as a black man. My black is gold is basically what I'm saying.
How much you spray your laid out in the race trying to imitate, just knowing it never be the same.
that line is basically saying, like, you can't imitate it, man. Like, people that do the spray on tans and be looking orange and shit like that, it's no diss to y'all. If that's what y'all like to do, y'all can do that. But for the ones that do it for the intent of trying to imitate a pigment they're not, or have the intention of doing that, like, you'll never be able to replicate that.
Speaking on gold, man, I swear that I don't get how we buying for these people that ain't caring how we live, but won't spend a single dollar with your people or your kin. On lace with MK watches, but don't know what time it is.
People just buying into shit, man. Spending all this crazy ass money when the makers of this shit don't even fuck with them or their people. Don't do shit for us. People of your same hue or same color or whatever, same creed, that make the same shit, if not better, maybe for a cheaper price or maybe for a higher price, but you won't pay for this shit. And I just don't understand it.
People that's free, but choose to stay on that plantation. Through the blood they bleed, they come from kings and queens, so break them chains off your brain because your crown's waiting. So stop the hesitation and go and rise to the occasion.
Those last couple bars of the track is basically saying the same thing. It's like, you know, you see so many people, brain is confined and locked up in chains, when, you know, they either know the knowledge but just don't want to accept it, or they have people telling them the knowledge, they just don't want to listen, and they just walk around like, you know, they on the plantation, following the same routine every day just because this is what I've been doing for this long, so it got to be right. Like, it's not always the answer to things. Like, you know, your way of living is never going to be 100% right, because as far as black people, we always taught through generation. And we already know, looking through our history, how much shit we was taught through generations that we continue to do that wasn't right. I mean, you can start with something basic as the shit we eat. Just because we've been doing it and grandma did it and mama and daddy do it for all these years don't mean it's right. So you just gotta break that shit off your brain and rise to the occasion. doing better when you know better. Or when you know better, you do better, whichever way you want to put it. So, yeah, that's the breakdown of Back Like I Never Left for the fans and people out there.